What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we're going to be talking about something that we haven't touched base on since the Celestial Island revamp and the addition of Cloud Island, and that is the Furnace. We actually kind of forgot to talk about the Furnace completely, because you can now upgrade your Furnace to higher levels, you can get more of the bonus resources that we have in games nowadays, and you can get even more of the space gems that are going to give you more bag spaces. Not really bag spaces, hero spaces, I should say. So, should you be going for the convenience of getting those space gems, or should you really be focusing on the new Cloud Island resources to help power up your V4 Residence hero, make your tenants give him more, or him or her, more stats? It really depends. I mean, one is convenience, one is technically progress, but if you don't have a ton of time in the day, should you go for those space gems? Should you go for those fluorite, those iron ingots, those wood, or should you go for the stone? Rock. I think it's rock. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let's talk about it for the first time because, yeah, kind of missed it. Let's jump right into it. Well, the Furnace does have additional levels now. It does cost quite a few resources to upgrade it, but when you do, you can get it all the way up to level 10. What level 10 is going to do is give you, of course, more building prosperity, which does work towards your overall prosperity for more bonuses as far as gems, gold, magics, dust, and stones of the void. Those are all really important. You can see we're getting a huge number of these stone of the voids now. I love how you can actually click on these now. In the past, you're never able to. Now you can. I really enjoy it. Most people try to click over here, but they need this in more modes because so many modes where you can't click on stuff, it really annoys me. But the Furnace, getting it up to level 10 isn't quite necessary. In reality, if you want to play this very optimal and you don't want to sink too much gold or resources into it, you're not near the next prosperity bonus, you might want to only get this up to, I believe it's what, level 7? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That rock is very precious. So previously, you could only get this up to level 5, and most people were going for space gems. I even went for some of them, until I realized I really need other resources. Now, in the early game, going for Chaos Stones, in my opinion, is a really good strategy if you already have your other spots maxed out and you still need to finish out the runes on your monster, because the runes are going to give you a ton of power. Besides that, I mean, really, only whales really need promotion stones, dust, things like that. Most of you out there are playing free-to-play, low spenders. You have plenty of these resources. These are not what holding you back. Bag space could be an issue because I know the struggles of being a free-to-play account, trying to open up all your shards, or, you know, doing a big heroic summoning event. Doing 2,000 scrolls literally takes you like 3 hours to open everything because you have to manage like 20 to 30 open bag space, and that's it. So space gems, they can be nice. And now with the addition of level 10, you can get an additional 200 bag space. So if you really want to max it out, although it does take a very, very long time, you can get 400 extra bag space completely free to play. Now that's awesome and that's cool, but is that going to really help you progress wise, or is that going to be more of a convenience to save you time? It's convenience. You don't need it. Whereas you kind of need the other resources if you want to start upgrading your Cloud Island. Because of course, your wheat field, it takes the wood. You jump on over to your central market, you need the stone. Those two, not as big of a priority as far as what heroes go into what slots, because the majority of your heroes are going to most likely be going into the residential table, dining table, and the residential building spring well. These two, because these are the two easiest resources to get, because, well, honestly, you can get them from Sealand, and if you got a Sealand 25 done, you're going to get more of them than you can handle. You can see how many extra, I mean, I still have another round. I need more toolboxes, but these are the easy ones to get. Now, it doesn't mean you should really go all in on those, because in reality, if you have your Furnace, I would prioritize getting your Furnace to level 7 and start working on rock. Now, why is that? Why is rock so important to get in the Furnace? Well, let's take a look at wood. Wood isn't as high priority because it's in that first residence building. You're not going to have as many heroes in there. The Transcendence heroes typically aren't in that spot. But wood you can get from Tower of Dream and Realm's Gate level 101 plus for Void Corruption. Now that's not that easy to come by. That's a little bit on the more difficult to come by side, but Realm's Gate isn't the worst when actually trying to farm those resources. So you can farm those. If you get to level 101, you can farm those up perfectly fine. Let's jump on over to stone. Sorry, rock. I always say stone. To the rock. Well, rock is actually one of the most difficult ones to get your hands on, and that's why you see most people putting their extra resources, their void stones, into rock, because you can only get them from Tower of Dream, which you can only get X amount so much a week, and Vanquisher planets. Vanquisher is something most people are not even at in this game, and even if you are, you're not exactly farming a ton of planets, so you're not going to be getting that many things. You're not going to be able to smash. I mean, once the difficulty comes out past Vanquisher, you'll probably get these better from the smashes, things like that. But right now, I mean, you're not in Vanquisher. This might be the one you want to go for. Even someone who is in Vanquisher, I am not able to do that many planets free every single week, so I end up just using the rock from here. Now, the next one we talked about is the Iron Ingot. Now, this one is from Sealand and Realm's Gate, Void Corruption 101 and higher. Again, Sealand, you're going to get tons of these. Even if you're only in like Sealand 23, 24, something like that, you're going to get plenty of these. You're probably going to have more of these than the toolboxes to actually utilize them, so be prepared. And then, of course, the last one down here is that Fluorite. This one is from Sealand and Vanquisher. A little bit less popular than the Iron Ingot because, I feel like Realm's Gate 101 plus for the average player is probably easier than trying to farm the Fluorite in Vanquisher. And that's why when you really talk about Tower of Dream Vanquisher combination, this is the hardest one to come by. This one is going to be much more difficult. If you do decide to level up all the way to 10, again, space gems are more of a luxury. It takes forever. Actually, how long does it take? Hold on. I think, what is 360 minutes divided by per hour? So that's what, 6 hours times 200 divided by 24. So if you're doing it I just messed that math up. Whoops. So yeah, 6 times 200 is 1200 hours. Divide that for 24 hours a day. That's essentially 50 days. So let's just say 2 months of doing this. If you're logging into the game like pretty much exactly 4 times a day to get this done, you can get it in 2 months, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but I bet most of you don't log in that often. And if you do, that means you're making this into a 3, 4, even 5-month task that you're missing out on all of this rock. You can be getting so much rock every day, constantly. I mean, that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Rock is the way to go. At least if you want to know what the end game strategies are, rock is the hardest one to come by, so most people are going to be going for that. Even though when you do take a look at your Cloud Island, typically a lot of your residences are going to be missing out of here. Why? That's because usually Transcendence Heroes are not the options in these right here. The second one is, the first one usually isn't. It's usually the 2nd and 4th slots, but again, if you take a look like here on mine, our 3rd and 4th slots are much higher because Sealand is much easier to accomplish than a lot of these other farmings that we're only at level 14. So hopefully that gives you guys a little bit insight on the furnace. Make sure you are not wasting and just like letting all these stones of the void just pile up and not doing anything with. At the very least, go for the space gems, but in reality, rock is the main one to go for. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Hopefully it helps you guys out, gives you a little bit of clarity on what to do with the furnace. Let me know what you guys want to know about future guides as well. I'm happy to make them, happy to do some research in the future. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one, helps you out. See you guys next time.